This I wanna nail sports to the bone. Top blogger, top YouTube channel. No matter which sports, yeah, we got it covered. Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
What's up, my wonderful peeps? Sports to the bone here again, man. Shout out to all the viewers, subscribers, and the followers. Big up on yourself. All right, my viewers and subscribers. So it's a beautiful Tuesday morning in Kingston, Jamaica. And, we were expecting to have some ODI cricket this morning. But because of the big C, the game has been postponed. Nevertheless, still have a couple of stories that we want to talk about. But before we go into those stories, I just want to say a shout out to all the persons that spent the time or took the time out to interact with us on the live as usual. It was indeed a good chat. All right, so as I said, guys, two little things to talk about. I'm gonna be talking about a couple of the things that Fazir Mohammed had to say on the Sportsmax show yesterday evening, because we see a couple of new selectors coming in, and a lot of us think that West Indies will automatically turn the corner. So there are a couple of things that Fazir identified that we have been talking about these things, and we know that these are real issues in the cricket that need to be sorted out. So we're going to be looking at a couple of them. We also see Darren Ganga. Yeah, man, Darren Ganga, he was talking yesterday, basically remembering the days of under-19 cricket, and, he had a couple of positive things to say to the under-19 players that are going to be representing us in the next couple of days. So we're going to be looking at that. So, yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed. Also, make sure you leave a like and drop a comment. Turn on the post notification bell so you can get updated when we are on. All right, so the first thing that I want to look at is Fazir. And we know Fazir to be a man that really calls it how he sees it. And as I said, I was watching him on an interview shortly after we heard that West Indies, that today's game, has been postponed. Shortly after that, I saw him on the interview, and the interviewer was asking him some questions in terms of some of the things that are happening with West Indies cricket. And he basically reiterated the same things that we have been looking at, saying that if you look at all at a batsman test average, it's really not good going into the system. A man going into the West Indies setup with an average of 20 is mediocre. He pointed to a youngster there from Trinidad and Tobago that just got called up, Solozano. He's averaging in the mid-20s, I think, and he got his call up to go to Sri Lanka, but got hurt, so he couldn't play. And he's saying that for a team, an international team, to be calling up people with those sort of averages, he's not saying that they're not going to get better or they can't get better, but it just shows that there's not much to really select from in terms of people putting out and piling on the runs. The selectors, he was saying that right now the selectors will need to sort of adjust the system. If Sarwan and Haynes believe that they are going to get a free pass because of their history, it's not going to happen, is what he was saying, because he even pointed to certain great West Indians that were in positions there and got stick. People like Clive Lloyd, Joel Garner, people like Viv Richards, all of these guys would have held some amount of role at some point in time, and they got it. So he's just letting Desmond Haynes and Sarwan know that right now, because you guys have a good history with West Indies fans, it doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to slide by, or you are going to be easy, you are going to be able to fix it right away. The same thing that we have been saying, that getting in a big name person who would have dominated cricket over the years doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to get fixed right away. I always tell a man that because you were a great cricketer doesn't mean that you will be a good selector or a good coach. But the fact that they are in the job now, if they are really looking to select people, then their eye for talent or their eye for the game, because of the knowledge for the game, should assist them in selecting people and selecting the right people. You understand? So the system that they are working with, I'm not sure what the system is like. We don't know what the selection policy is like, but I think it needs to be more transparent. Everybody that gets that gets into this job, the first thing that they are saying is that they are going to be transparent and they are going to be fair and things like that. So, people need to know what you are looking for. You don't just select people because you feel like selecting them. You understand? Fazir was also saying that the people that have no business interfering with the selection process should leave it alone. You understand? So the persons that are politically motivated in CWI, they should leave the selection to the selectors. I don't know my viewers and subscribers, but I believe that if you select a selection panel, right, and you have those guys, I am thinking that you are saying that you trust them to really select the teams. I don't know how is it that the selectors go and select and then other people in CWI go and vet them. If it is the case that you see that they are not selecting based on who we have available that you think that should be there, then they can step in and check out what is happening. But it seems to me that over the years, when the selectors, I don't know, it seems to me that people, even if you ask the selectors to select, you have political interference that are there vetting people and taking out who they want and putting in. That is how I have to look at it. I don't know, because it can't be that obvious, my viewers and subscribers, that selectors, it can't be that bad. You put in selectors that are expected to look at talent and select them, and then they miss out some of the biggest talents and use people with that are not performing. It's just weird. You understand? So that is something that Fazir was saying, that the political people have no business interfering with the selection process. If you put Sarwan and Haynes in that post, then it simply means that you are telling them that, here what, we trust you to select this team for the next 2 years and we are going to go on your word. When you select this team, then the coach and the captain will work with the team to get the team to a winning level. You understand? So I agree with Fazir that, there should be no interference from people when the team is being selected. Similarly to Jamaica football here, even for the World Cup, I gather that even when the coach said that, these are the players that we are looking at, you have people in JFF under the quiet, pulling strings. We don't want anybody pulling any strings. After, it's not puppet show. We don't want any puppet masters. We want people to get selected based on what they are doing. There are going to be one or two players that you will stand out, like a Jaden sees coming out of the under 19 level, that they say, all right, he's bowling with good pace, he has good control, let us catch him and draw him in and work with him. You're gonna have those sort of situations, but I don't want to see people in the team that we can't know, for the love of God, how they reach there. You understand? This policy that they have, we need to understand it more. Fazir was talking and he was saying that sometimes we have the raw talent, we have the talent there, but the system seems to tolerate mediocre or mediocrity. Because if the raw talent is there and you're going to continue to select them and they are not being developed, it just means that you're okay with them at a certain level. You understand? So the selectors should be the main persons to select. And looking at the raw talent, they should bring them in, and then these talented players should be developed. You understand? So there are a whole lot of different things that need to be fixed. I mean, the regional tournament is coming up. We know it is not very, very it's not like it's very competitive, but at least the selectors will have something to look at to see if they can rope in two players. So it's very interesting, my viewers and subscribers, in terms of what these new selectors are going to do. We are just hoping that they will select based on merit, and they will not select based on feelings. Sometimes, as I said, you're going to spot a one or two talent that your eye for talent will tell you that he's not performing outstanding as at the moment, but he has the potential to go on. But we don't want the team full up of those sort of people. You understand? So as I said, my viewers, it is there to be seen how things will turn out. But those who haven't seen that interview by Fazir, I was talking about a couple of the points out of the interview on the live last night. So you can take a look on it. I think it's on the Sportsmax website. All right, so just to finish up, my viewers and subscribers, as we know, the under 19 Cricket World Cup is set to start on, I think, the 14th of January, and we will open up against Australia. Yeah, man. So the youngsters will have a big test up front, and they will need to go out and start off with a statement. Now, the former West Indies cricketer, now turned commentator Darren Ganga, he was talking and he was saying that the youngsters, they need to step up and show that they are capable. You understand? He was talking about his experience at the under 19 level, coming through and playing in West Indies, playing with in the senior setup with the likes of Gale and Marlon Summers and these guys, saying that these guys really helped him. He was saying that the West Indies under 19 World Cup in South Africa in 1998 was one of my first taste of West Indies blood. As they say, it was the first time I got a chance to play for the Great West Indies brand, and it was one of the most memorable experience I have had. As they say, first impression last, and it was the first time I got to wear the maroon outside the region. I recall myself and Chris Gale flew into the tournament as replacement players, and it so happened that we both opened the batting for West Indies throughout that entire World Cup, and the records will show that Gale scored the most runs in that tournament and Sarwan took the most wickets. So as Ganga is saying here, my viewers and subscribers, it's a good opportunity for the guys to go out there and to stake their claim to show that here what, we are the future, and we want to dominate. With the likes of Chris Gale, Sarwan, and Marlon Samuels, and Ganga going through the same period of time, one would think that these guys can draw on it, and say, all right, most of those guys went on to have good careers for West Indies. So we want the same sort of thing. The Teddy Bishop, the Matthew Nanood, the Anderson, all of these guys together, a good 4 or 5 of them should be looking and say, all right, we are the core of this team, and just like how the core of that team or that era went through and were able to dominate for West Indies for over a decade, that is what we want. So yeah, we're going to be keeping a close eye on this under 19 World Cup, my viewers and subscribers, to see who are the stars coming through, because West Indies cricket definitely need a couple of stars coming through. But yeah, we're going to leave this one right here for now, my viewers and subscribers. Just go and big up on yourself, and I will check in with you guys later on. Zine, sports to the bone. I'm out.